Yeah, what's goody team? What's goody team? Hope everyone has had a great day today so far. Monkey Doodle Doo was good, Kendall. Mr. Bashir, welcome, my brother. Real Boy Mac, welcome to the stream. Appreciate y'all being in here. Just gonna give everybody another 2 minutes to join. At 7:05, we will get started. Any questions? Let me know. Any specific pairs you guys want me to go over and talk about, let me know. Any entries you guys took today, whether they were winning trades or losing trades that you guys want me to talk about and break down, let me know. If not, we'll go over our regular pairs, our regular list that we look at every single day is the ones that you see on the right hand side with the red flag next to their name, starting off with AUD-USD, finishing off with US oil. We will be going in order from the top to the bottom. So again, just gonna give everybody another minute to join and then we will get started. Again, any questions at all, guys, feel free to ask any questions. This is what I'm here for. You know, these streams are for you guys, not for me. Right? If it was up to me, I would have been done my session already. I would have been updated my charts. It would have taken me 15 minutes to do it. But instead, we are opening up the window for an hour or however long you guys want me to be here. Right, so again, this session is for you guys. Any questions you guys have, please feel free to ask. No shame, no shame. If you have any questions, again, there's no such thing as bad questions. We're here to learn. So throughout the stream, if you guys have any questions, just let me know. Want to give everybody another minute. Any questions in the chat, say yes, say no. Type 1 if yes, type 2 if no. Let me know if you guys want me to get started. Greetings, sir. Hello, Mr. Kendall. Boom, 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 bororun, dun, dun. Is GJ gonna sell or buy? We'll go over GJ. GJ is one of the pairs on our list, so we'll get to it. Once we get to that pair, I'll break it down from top to the bottom. For today specifically, right, for this morning pretty much. We even talked about it yesterday, right? If you want to go back after this session and watch yesterday's isolation session, we talked about GJ. I was looking for an entry going short, but unfortunately the entry was given at 3 in the morning. I'm sleeping by the time, I'm not looking at the charts. And price went straight to TP, right? So to answer that question for today, right, for today's trading session in the morning, we were looking for those sells to go into that gap that the market had given at the weekly market open, and it did exactly that, right? It gave us a beautiful entry, went straight to TP. For today, I haven't looked at the charts. I try to do it now once the session starts, once the isolation session starts this stream. So once I get to that pair, we will go over it and we'll break it down from the top to the bottom. I got you. Brought my computer here to work, so can actually look at the charts with you. Bet. Any questions, Kendall? Let me know. Alright, I want to give everybody a couple minutes, man. I just want to make sure everybody's joining. I want to make sure everybody's here. I want to make sure that, again, if you guys have any questions, please feel free. Ask any questions, any specific pairs you guys are looking at or you want me to do an analysis on. Just let me know. I just want to make sure that everybody's here and that I'm good to start. Mr. Muhammad, welcome, my brother. Welcome. Hope you've been doing good today, my brother. What's good? I'm good, man. I'm good. It's been kind of raining here all day, so I've been stuck in the house. So I wanted to go out, go fish for a little bit, but was stuck playing COD instead. Going to rain, man? Be a kid again? Hell nah. Not with this lightning. I'm good. I'm staying home. Yeah, it's not bad. It's a chill day. Can't complain. Every day's a beautiful day, man, regardless. I can't complain, bro. It's a blessing to be alive, blessing to wake up. So, literally can't complain, bro. He's talking about fishing. He's never going back. Nah, bro. I will say fishing is mad boring, especially these last couple days. Like, dude, in the last 2 weeks that I've gone out, again, I haven't been going every day because it's just been raining here in Florida. But the days that I am able to go out, or if it like stops raining at 4 or 5 p.m., I try to go out. Or even after the session, the sun is still out for like another hour. If it stops raining, I'll go out for like an hour. And I haven't been catching nothing. It's been dead. But then my brother would go out, and he'll catch like 3, 4 fish, and I'm like, yo, they don't mess with me, man. Those fish do not mess with me. But it's a vibe, bro. I just go out there to chill, get some sun, walk a little bit, enjoy the waters, the blue skies whenever I can. Alright, seems like you guys have no questions in the chat. Muhammad, I know you just joined. Do you have any questions, my brother? Any specific charts you want me to look at? Let me know. I'll give you another minute. And then again, anybody else in the chat, any questions at all before I get started? I will get started at we'll give right 30 seconds. So at 7:11 we'll get started. Any questions at all? Let me know. It was a pretty good trading day today, right? For those who trade, Asia going into London or the start of London, Bitcoin gave really nice entries for that 372 back to the top side. GJ gave beautiful entries going short. And unfortunately, during NYC, there was really nothing left. I was looking at US 30 after I had tweeted that I wasn't looking at any trades. I was like around 8 in the morning, so I stayed looking at US 30 for like another 2 hours, just trying to see if price wanted to give us a push, but just consolidated, faked everybody out from 9:30 to 10:30, and then just flew. So then I was looking for entries on gold, but same thing, was just faking traders out, going both sides, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not even gonna try to get into a trade. Took a buy and got out on break even on EU this morning. Got you. GJ, by the time I got into the chart, it already filled the gap. Yeah. Yeah, it filled it quick. As soon as it gave the entry on GJ, it went straight down to TP. I'm kind of upset because, again, we talked about it last night. We knew it was going to happen, right? Again, GJ is a pair that 90% of the time is going to move during the end of Asia going into London. Like, if you don't wake up for London session, you're not going to catch that trade for GJ. It's very rare that you will catch a trade on GJ during the NYC session, but that's on me. On days like yesterday, I should have just stayed up, but I was just so tired, bro. I was so tired. Think about it. I had my alarm set. Like I fell asleep early last night too. Like as soon as we finished the session, I probably stayed up for like another hour. I went to bed. It was like 9 p.m. I woke up regular time 5:30, and I was still so tired. I went back to sleep. Like I looked at the charts, I saw that everything moved already, and I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. I just went right back to bed, and I woke up at 7, like 7:15ish, 7:30. So it's kind of unfortunate, but it happens, man. It happens. Again, it's never really a missed opportunity, bro. There's always trades. You just gotta be present for them. So But alright guys, let's get started. I know it's late for a lot of you guys. Time zone difference is 7 p.m. for me, but I know it's like 1 a.m. almost 2 a.m. for some other people. So let's get started again. Any questions throughout the stream, let me know. There's gonna be a lot of pairs that we're just gonna skip over them. We'll talk about it if we need to. But we already know again. We can start off with AU, right? So AU, give me 1 second, let me take a sip of water. Sip of my Diet Coke. Alright, so AU, we know we're in A2, we've left A2, which is the second zone of consolidation, on an overall downtrend to start that level 3 push down to the bottom, right? So we know that on the daily time frame, when we're looking at the market structure, we have lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and then price consolidated, right? All of this, price is just consolidating, right? Until when? Until price gave us the break at these lows and gave us a lower low. So for AU, we know that we're expecting a lower high. Now, the question that everybody should be having in their head, well, okay, where is this lower high going to be set? Right? And right now we have 2 points of interest. Our first point of interest, the 800 EMA, where we're expecting price to give us a lower high to then go into a lower low. But we also have the 30-minute gap at the top of the market, that this is our second point of interest as to where I'm expecting price to continue this uptrend, to give us this daily time frame lower high up here, to then continue this third level push back down to the bottom to the previous peak lows to complete the downtrend pattern push, right? So right now for AU, we just have to be patient. We've already hit the 800 EMA once, which if we go down to the 4-hour time frame, we can see that, right? Price went up to our 800 EMA, respected it, and it started going down. At this point, price gave us a change of character. And we already know, okay, cool, lower low, lower high. In order for us to have a valid shoulder head shoulder, in order for us to have a valid daily engulfing candle, we wanted to see price give us a valid break of structure of these lows. The fact that price never gave us a valid break and it was just giving us the inducement, just testing candles of the lows, we already knew that this pullback was going to be low probability. We knew that price wasn't going to give us a lower high to then continue into a lower low because price never gave us a valid break. And instead, price just continued the uptrend push, and right now we're back at the highs. So this is another area where we just want to be patient, right? In the lower time frames, price is going to tell us exactly what price wants to do, right? If price starts giving us lower lows and lower highs, and it gives us a change of character and it gives us a break of structure, then we know that price is going to continue that downtrend push. And right now for AU, we have higher high, higher low, and all of this is part of this same structure. The reason I'm not looking at this as higher high, higher low, higher high, and we're looking at these lows, is because the break of structure, you guys will see it here, the break that we had off this high was never a valid break. These are just testing candles, right? These candles are still touching the break of structure line. Price never gave us a valid break for us to say that this is higher high, higher low, higher high. So right now for AU, we're trading between higher high, higher low, these 30-minute lows down here, and these 30-minute highs over here at these highs that price made today during the trading session. Right, and we have a day of no net where price was just moving sideways. It gave us a third day push to the top side, but since it's counter trend, I'm not going to mark it as a rise no net. It's just a day of no net. So gonna be patient. Price could definitely continue this uptrend push, and that's okay. Right, once price starts giving me lower lows and lower highs, that's when I'll start looking to take those trades. AUD CAD, very similar situation, right? AUD CAD overall, we're in a downtrend. We have push number 1, and we're in the first zone of consolidation. Same thing, price is rejecting highs, rejecting lows, rejecting highs, rejecting lows, rejecting highs, rejecting lows, and we're going right back to the top side. Right, on a lower time frame, if we go down to the 4-hour, we know that price was in a zone of consolidation, just moving sideways for multiple weeks. Right, for multiple weeks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, for 18 weeks. right? That's almost 5 months. Price was moving sideways, and we finally had the break of structure to the top side. So we know right now that AUD CAD is going to continue this uptrend push that we're in. And again, that's okay. Once price starts downtrending, that's when I'll start looking to take these trades. Alright, so again, we know we're trading higher high, higher low, and all of this is part of the same trend. We're trading between this 30-minute high up here and these 30-minute lows, and we have 3 days of rise. After 3 days of rise, we already know the market must move sideways or go down. So AUD CAD could potentially give us a nice entry for tomorrow, just a little pullback, right? We're trading at a higher high. What does that mean? Again, when we're looking at a trend, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Right now, we're trading at the higher high. So we know that we're expecting price to give us a push down to the bottom to give us a pull back into a higher low. So we want to be patient with AUD CAD. We'll start looking for these entries, right? If we go down to the 5-minute time frame, this is where price is going to give us the entry. Right? On the 5-minute, we have higher high, higher low, higher high. Then price gave us a change of character, lower low, lower high. And we're looking for a valid break of these lows here. If price could give us a valid break of these lows, give us a pull back into a lower high, we'll get into the trade here to then continue back down to the bottom. So we want to be patient with AUD CAD. Let's mark this up with our trend line so we know exactly what to look at. Once we get back on the charts for our trading session, so we have this 5-minute break, right, and then we had this 5-minute change of character. Mark this up, change of character. And we're looking for price to break these lows down here. So if price could give us that valid break, that's what we'll be looking for tomorrow. So AUD CAD is definitely going to be a pair that we're going to keep on our watch list for tomorrow. Euro AUD. For Euro AUD, we're in level 3 on an uptrend, right? We have push number 1, level 1, first zone consolidation, level 2, second zone consolidation, and we're currently in level 3. We know that we're expecting price to reach our previous peak highs at these highs over here. So we still have a little bit to go back to the top side. When we're looking at our left hand side of the screen, when we just zoom in and we look at where price is at, we can see that we're in an area where price has been just rejecting highs the entire time. Right? So right now for Euro AUD, what I'm going to be looking at mainly is going to be on the 30-minute time frame. Once we start uptrending on the 30-minute time frame, then I'll start looking to take trades. Right now we're still trading lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and price today gave us another lower low back down to the bottom. So we know that we're trading now between these 30-minute highs up here and these 30-minute lows down over here. All of this area here. We have 2 days of counter drop. Let's look at this, and do have a nice engulfing candle here after price had given us this the opening candle gave us a crazy wick to the bottom. So gonna be patient with EA. Gonna be looking for a 5-minute, 1-minute change of character, break of structure to go back to the top side. So gonna keep an eye on EA for the rest of this week as well. For Euro CAD, daily time frame, we're in peak high territory. We're in the highest point in the market, right? Our previous trend, right? We had push down 1, first zone consolidation, the second push, the second zone, push number 3, right? Then we started the uptrend push 1, first zone, push 2, second zone, and we've now completed our push number 3 to reach our previous peak highs over here. So right now for EuroCAD, I'm not trading EuroCAD. I'm not interested in taking trades on EuroCAD. let's go ahead and update our daily time frame high real quick. We're trading higher high, higher low, and we're still trading between these highs over here. On our 4-hour time frame, right, did we get a valid break? Nope, just the inducement, so I'm not going to update this just yet. Alright, so nothing to update on the 4-hour time frame. And then on the 30-minute time frame, we had a change of character, higher high. Price came up, gave us an inducement of the high, so I'm not going to update this either. And then price went right back down to the bottom. So right now for EURUSD, just going to keep it updated, but again, I'm not trading EURUSD since we are in peak high territory. For EURUSD, daily time frame, we know that we are in level 2 on an uptrend. Right, once again, we have level 1, first zone consolidation, and we are now in level 2. Right, we had the break, higher high, higher low, we had the continuation, higher high, and right now price is at the higher high. And price is just consolidating at the higher high. So right now for EURUSD, very similar to what GU is doing as well. Right now for EURUSD, just gonna be patient. We're trading at a higher high. We're trading at the highest point right now. Understanding that in the daily time frame, we're at a higher high. Are we expecting price to give us higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high? Or are we expecting price to give us higher high, higher low? Right, we're expecting a pullback. We're expecting price to push down in this area because we're trading at a higher high. And we could already see that as soon as the market opened, it gave us a little change of character back down to the bottom side. So again, gonna be patient with EU. I am expecting price to give us a pullback. And we're trading between this 30-minute high over here and the 30-minute lows. We still don't have any set lows just yet. So we'll wait to update this tomorrow morning. And we had 2 days of rise. On the third day, gave us a rise drop, which was today. But I am not expecting a 4th day variation for 2 reasons. Again, the number one reason is because we are at a higher high, and the second reason is because the pullback that we had for the day was very steep. Right? So I'm not expecting price to come back up for today for EU. So, gonna be patient with EU. As soon as we get those pullbacks into the higher lows, that's when I'll start trading EU. For GA, very similar to ECAD. We're in peak high territory, and in peak high territory, price is just moving sideways. Right, once again, right, when we look at our left hand side, we had push number 1 to the bottom side, first zone of consolidation. Push number 2, second zone, push number 3. Then we started the uptrend. Push number 1, first zone of consolidation. Push number 2, second zone of consolidation, and push number 3, where we reached the previous peak highs. Once price reached our previous peak highs, it just decided to start moving sideways. Where if we zoom in, you guys will see price is just rejecting highs and rejecting lows. So for GA, we just have to be patient. We're in peak high territory. On top of the fact that we're in peak high territory, we're in a zone of consolidation on the daily time frame where again, price is just moving sideways. As soon as price starts breaking these lows, this is when I'll start looking to take those trades back down to the bottom to start that downtrend push for GA. So right now, just have to be patient. We have no continuations. We have a day of no net today, where again, a no net is a day where price is just moving sideways. So there's no trend, right? Always remember, the trend is your friend. If there is no trend, there is no trade. Right? It doesn't matter how much you pray. It doesn't matter how much you want to get a trade. It doesn't matter how much you want to get into a position. If price is consolidating, stay away. Unless price gives you a break of structure, there's no point in getting into a trade. So gonna be patient with GA. As soon as we start trending, then I'll start looking to take those trades again. But for now, just gonna skip over it, go to the next one. For GCAD, right, a little bit of a different situation. Right, we know we're in level 3 on an uptrend. We're expecting price to reach our previous peak highs up at these highs over here. So we still have a long way to go for price for GCAD to give us these entries. However, on the push to level 3, right, once price gave us a new higher high, what did price do? Always remember, there's two type of movements the market makers could do, right? There's two different movement that the market will give you, right? A trend, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower highs, right? The market's either going to give you a trend or it's going to give you a zone of consolidation, right? Or a range, whatever you guys want to call it. And right now, at the higher high, instead of just giving us a higher high, higher low, higher high, it gave us a zone of consolidation where price is just rejecting highs and rejecting lows, right? So we want to be patient. Once again, in a zone of consolidation, the easiest way to trade zones of consolidation, if you're looking for long positions, you're only looking to take trades at the bottom. The only time you'll want to take a trade at the top of the zone of consolidation is if price gives you a break and a retest to then continue to the top side. So right now, in the area that we're in an area where price has rejected highs once, twice, 3 times, 4 different times. So why would I get into a buy position in an area where price has already told you before that it could be an inducement and price could go right back down to the bottom, right? So for GCAD specifically, excuse me, for GCAD specifically, I'm going to either be looking for price to give us a break and a retest to then get into the trade to then continue back, or I'll be looking to take a trade at these lows. So for right now, for GCAD, just have to be patient. Let's go to the lower time frame, see if we have anything to update. Nothing on the 4 hour. On the 30-minute, price gave us lower low, lower high, lower low. Then it gave us a change of character, higher high. Price didn't give us a nice pullback, but it gave us a nice little push. And it gave us a break of structure back to the top side, right? So we know that we're trading between these 30-minute lows down here and these 30-minute highs over here. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 days where price has been pushing up to the top side. So gonna be patient with GCAD. Now, for those of you guys who've been in our streams and you're like, oh, but price gave you a change of character and gave you a break of structure, isn't this the signal that price is going to continue to the top side? No. Again, market structure trumps every single strategy that you have on your playbook. Once again, just because price gave me a change of character and a break of structure doesn't mean that I'm getting into that next trade, right? I'm first looking at market structure. Again, the fact that we're trading at the top of the zone of consolidation without a valid break of structure, I can't take a trade. Now, if price would have given us a valid break of these highs and then would have given us, you know, that break on the 30-minute, then yeah, we could take that trade. But again, the fact that we're trading in an area where price has already rejected these highs multiple times at the top of the zone of consolidation, I am not looking to take a trade. So right now for GCAD, just have to be patient. Just have to be patient. Real boy Mac, did you have a specific question on GJ? Anything that you're looking at? Besides whether I'm looking to sell or to buy GJ? Did you have any specific things that you were looking at? Damn. Any specific things you were looking at? Anything at all? Take a sip of water real quick. I'll give you a minute to answer that question. Let me know if you're still in here too, Mr. Mac. Anything specific that you want me to talk about or that you want me to break down, let me know. No specific question, just want to know if it's going to buy or sell. Okay, I got you. So, real quick, let's talk about the entry, right? So, this was a pair. Again, I was looking to take these shorts down to fill this gap. But again, unfortunately, the entry was really given at 3 in the morning. We had the engulfing candle, right? And I'll touch upon what Kendall was saying this morning. He asked me, well, price gave us another entry at 11 p.m. And I was telling him not really, right? Yes, even though price tapped into our engulfing candle, it already tapped into it before, right? So we already know that engulfing candles, for the most part, when price has already tapped into the engulfing candle and goes away from it and comes back to it, it's already a low probability area. So at the point where price tapped into our engulfing candle, I wasn't looking to take a trade here. What I was really looking for was market structure, right? I wanted to see price break these lows to then give us a pullback, right? And in this case, we understand that GJ, we're in peak high territory, right? We're technically still in level 3 on an uptrend. So we know that, in peak high, right? When we're looking for the shorts in level 1, right? With that being said, since we know that we're in level 1 on a downtrend, we know that we're looking for price to bounce off the 50 EMA. So not only did we get the break, but we had the bounce off the 50 EMA. So this is where I would have taken the trade here. I would have taken the trade off the bounce off the 50. My stop loss right above the structure of the previous lower high that was made at 16 pips. And my TP would have been the 30-minute gap that we had down here. Right, a little 1 to 3, not too bad, right? 16 pip stop with a 54 pip TP, not bad at all. Right, so that would have been the position that I was looking for for GJ. So let's talk about GJ again from the top to the bottom. So right now for GJ, daily time frame, we know we're still on an uptrend. Right, again, everything is color coordinated. As you guys could see, the daily time frame highs and lows are the gray boxes, the 4-hour highs and lows are the blue boxes, and the 30-minute highs and lows are the red boxes. So on the daily time frame, we know we're still trading higher high, higher low, higher high. Price came down and gave us a higher low. And on the push from the higher low to the higher high, instead of giving us a simple higher low, higher high, price 1 minute time frame entry, no, it would have been on the 30-minute. I would have, it would have been a mix of the 30-minute and the 5-minute time frame, Muhammad. On the push to the higher high, price decided to just give us a zone of consolidation, where again, price is just rejecting lows and rejecting highs. So the fact that price still hasn't given us, and we'll go up to the 4-hour time frame because this is where the structure is out on GJ, is on the 4-hour time frame. We could see that price has not given us a valid break of these highs. So the fact that price still hasn't given us a valid break of these highs, I cannot sit here and look for buy positions. If price would have given us a break of structure of these highs and then would have given us this pullback into the gap, right, then I would have said, you know what, yeah, this looks good because we have the break of structure, we have the pullback, and we're going to continue this trend to the top side. The fact that price has just been testing these highs, right, even on a lower time frame, we can see that we're pretty much on a lower time frame zone of consolidation as well. At this moment, I'm looking for sells at these highs, and I'm looking for price to go down to these lows, right? So GJ is one of those pairs right now that if you're pretty much just trying to get into trades in the middle of the zone of consolidation, you're gambling with your money. Because again, a zone of consolidation is just very simple, right? What is the definition of a zone of consolidation? A lot of people on YouTube, on X, or Twitter, whatever you guys call it, on Instagram, on TikTok, oh, a range is just price moving sideways. Okay, yeah, you're not wrong. It's sideways movement. But what's the definition of a zone of consolidation? Right? You're not going to open up a dictionary and the dictionary is not going to tell you, oh, it's sideways movement. It's going to give you an in-depth definition of what a zone of consolidation is. Right? And we understand that a zone of consolidation is an area in the market where the market makers are trapping traders, inducing traders to get into a trade to hit their stop losses. And you guys can see that on the daily time frame. Just look how crazy these candles are. Look how crazy the wicks are. Right? If you're trading this thinking that price is going to give you a break retest to continue back to the top side, and you got into that trade, it went straight to stop loss. Right? If you got into these trades here thinking that price was going to continue the push to the top side, it went straight down into stop loss. This is what a zone of consolidation is designed to do, is to trap traders. So as of right now, the only valid entry that I had for GJ for this week is for price to fill this gap at the bottom of the market. So as of right now, the fact that, okay, price already gave us that move that we were looking for. I'm currently not looking to take any other trades on GJ unless it's something super clean and it's crystal clear that we know exactly where price is gonna go. I'm not going to mess with GJ, right? So again, if you compare what I was saying yesterday with GJ, looking for these short positions back down to the bottom, comparing it to what's happening today, right, or now during the next trading session, because it's already the Wednesday trading session. It's already 7 p.m. For Wednesday specifically, I'm currently really not looking for any other positions. And again, the reason why I'm not looking for any positions on GJ currently is because we're trapped in a huge zone of consolidation where price is rejecting highs, rejecting lows, rejecting highs. Right? And again, if we just zoom in, we could see that we're still stuck in a 30-minute zone of consolidation where price is rejecting highs, rejecting lows, rejecting highs, rejecting lows. Right? So right now for GJ, I'm just taking a step back on GJ. If it doesn't look crystal clear, I'm not going to trade it. And the fact that we're in a zone of consolidation where again where traders are just being trapped every single day, I'm not going to be trading GJ. So GJ right now, I just have to be patient. What I would love for GJ to do, I would finally love for price to give us the break of these highs so that we could continue this uptrend push. But we'll just have to wait it out and see. If price gives us a valid entry, if we come back into it tomorrow and we can see we have a valid entry, then alright, cool, we'll take a trade. Right, we'll take a little short trade on GJ. But for right now, just being patient with GJ. I'm not really looking at any trades on GJ. So on to the next pair. GU, very similar, like I said, to EU. We are in level 1, first zone of consolidation. We had the break, higher high, higher low, and this is where we started our level 2 push to the top side. And again, we know that we're trading at the higher high. Instead of giving us a simple higher high, higher low to continue into a higher high, it just gave us a zone of consolidation where price is rejecting lows, rejecting highs, rejecting lows, and again pushed back to the top side, and we're just in a smaller zone of consolidation. If we go down to the lower time frame, we could see the same thing. Price is rejecting highs and is rejecting lows. Right? So again, GU is another pair very similar to the other ones that we've talked about. Even though we have a change of character, higher high, higher low, and we have a valid break of structure, I'm not looking to take these trades because we're trading at a daily time frame higher high. It's a low probability area to take a trade in. So right now, just gotta be patient with GU. Not going to force any trades for these pairs, right? So let's update our 30-minute highs and 30-minute lows. We know that we're trading between this 30-minute high over here. We had 2 days of rise. On the third day, which was today, price gave us a third day rise, right? Gave us a rise drop, but once again, very similar to EU. I'm not expecting a 4th day push to the top side for 2 reasons. Again, the number 1 reason is the fact that we're trading at a higher high on the daily time frame, and the second reason why I'm not looking for any of these trades, price gave us a very steep pullback towards the end of the day. So I'm not expecting GU to give us another push to the top side. Right, so just gotta be patient, wait it out. Once price gives us a set higher low on the daily time frame, that's when we'll start taking those trades from the higher low back to the higher high. I entered buy on GJ since the morning. Okay, it's not bad. For NZD USD, very similar to the other pairs, guys. Very similar. NZD USD is very similar to what ACAD looks like, right? NZD USD, we know we're in level 3 on a downtrend, right? We have push number 1, level 1, first zone of consolidation. Level 2, second zone of consolidation, and we're currently looking for that level 3 push back down to the bottom to reach our previous peak lows, right? But currently, before we could look for those pushes down to the bottom, we wanted to see a valid break of the lows, right? We never got a valid break of the lows. We just had price tap into our lows, gave us a testing candle, right? Gave us an inducement of the low and came back to the top side, right? And on a lower time frame, if we go down to the 4 hour, the 30-minute, we could see that price is in another zone of consolidation. So NZD USD is another pair that we just got to be patient on. Once we start trending, then I'll start trading. And we have on the 30-minute time frame, we had lower low, lower high, lower low. Then price started trending to the top side and gave us a change of character, higher high. So we know that we're trading between these 30-minute lows down here and these 30-minute highs over here. Man, it is pouring rain here today. Let me tell you guys. Right, we had 2 days of rise. On the third day, which was today, price gave us a third day push to the top side and finished as a drop. But since it is counter trend, I'm only going to mark it as a day of drop. I entered by GJ since this morning. It's over 9 hours now. Yeah, that's kind of insane. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, being in a position for that long, it's pretty nerve-wracking for sure. Again, could the buy positions be good? Absolutely. Again, understand that we're at the bottom of the zone of consolidation, right? Where price has rejected lows and went back up, rejected lows, came back up. Could price do the same thing, just reject the lows and go back up? Absolutely. 100%. Right? You just gotta continue to babysit the trade and make sure that price doesn't just reject these areas here to then continue back down to the bottom. So just keep an eye on the position, just keep babysitting it, and close out if you see that price starts just turning around on you. Just get out of the position and take your profit, man. For US30, I said we talk about this for today, and it's pretty much very simple, right? So I was looking for short positions on US30 today, right? But we never had our valid breaks. It's very simple, right? Price gave us higher high, higher low, higher high. Then it came down and gave us a lower low, change of character, lower high. And once again, in order for me to start looking for valid trades, and this was the first engulfing candle that we had, or I believe it was on the 15-minute time frame. Damn, what time frame was this engulfing candle on? Was it the 30, the 15? I don't remember. I think it was on the 30. Yeah, it was on the 30, right? Price never gave us a valid break for us to take this trade back down to the bottom, right? It went down into profit, and as soon as it went down into profit, just induced every single trader for an hour and a half and went right back to the top side, right? So again, it's very simple, guys. If you wait for that break, you're never gonna lose a trade, man. Never. Just be patient with it. Wait for the valid breaks to happen. Once you get a valid break, then you take the trade. It's really that simple, right? US30 is another trade, is another pair that we're in peak high territory. We're in the highest point in the market. We're trading at a higher high. I can't really, there's nothing I could really say here that's going to be accurate, because we're in an area where price is just inducing traders. Once again, even if we go to the 4 hour, right, we've already induced traders how many times at these highs? We've rejected these highs how many times, right? Same thing with these lows, right? How many times did price reject these lows? We're just in a zone of consolidation. Price hasn't given us a valid break of the daily highs. It hasn't given us a valid break of the 4 hour highs. It's just inducing traders in a zone of consolidation. So for US30 is going to be another pair where I will keep an eye on it. Remember, US30 is very volatile. There's a lot of volume on US30. So you could get away with trading US30 on a day-to-day basis if you wait for your setup and you wait for your rules to play out. Currently still trading between the same 30-minute highs and 30-minute lows. And again, this is where we could see price just moving sideways, rejecting highs and rejecting lows. So US30 is going to be one where, truthfully speaking, at this point, there's really not a lot I could say at this time, right? At 7 p.m., there's not too much I could say about US30. It is an NYC session pair. So US30 is going to be one for the next couple days, or until we get out of this zone of consolidation, where the NYC session streams is where I'll talk about US30 the most. But for right now, there's really nothing to talk about. And these last couple pairs, I'm also not really trading them as much, just based in the area that they're in. So we're pretty much done, right? We'll keep USD, CAD, ZAR, gold, Bitcoin, and oil just updated. But right now, I'm currently not really interested in trading these pairs, right? So yeah, we've talked about it. A lot of these pairs very similar to if we go back to April or May from the beginning of this year, right? If we go back to April or May, you guys will see that this is nothing new, right? There will be days, there will be months where a lot of pairs are just consolidating, and that's okay, right? You gotta remember, not every day, not every month is going to be a time where price is going to be trending. And the biggest thing that I've seen with traders, especially nowadays that we have social media, is a lot of traders don't know how to react when price is ranging, right? Because everybody's making thousands of dollars when price is trending, right? When price is trending beautifully, everybody's catching every single trade, right? But what happens when price starts consolidating? What happens when price starts ranging? What happens when price starts inducing traders, right? This is the time of the month, these last couple weeks, right? 2-3 weeks, where if you log into social media, it seems like everybody's losing, right? And this is where you have to adapt as a trader. You have to adapt to the market conditions that are being present to you, right? And again, the fact that price for a lot of pairs are just consolidating, you have to just be okay with letting price do what it has to do and wait for price to give you the valid break of structures to then continue to trade. I was on the phone with my woman. All good, Mr. Bashir. How are you, my brother? Any pairs to watch though? I will watch the recording. Right now, not really. There's a few pairs that we talked about that we could continue to keep an eye on. I think we said ACAD was one of them. But that's I think ACAD was really the only one that really caught my attention. As far as all these other pairs, we're trading in either in peak highs, or we're trading in zones of consolidations, or we're trading at higher highs in the trend, or vice versa, lower lows of the trend. So we're just waiting for pullbacks to happen. So there's not really too much to look at, Mr. Bashir, to be honest with you. For gold, we're in peak high territory, right? So very similar to gold, or I'm sorry, very similar to US 30. We're at the highest point in the market. Not only are we in peak high territory, but we're also at a higher high in the market trend, right? In market structure. So just gonna be patient with gold, man. There's not too much to really talk about with gold. This is another pair that I was looking for entries this morning, going short, but never had a valid break. So no valid break, no entries, man. We just gotta keep it pushing. Alright, we're trading between higher high, higher low, and these higher highs over here. On the 30-minute time frame, we had 3 days of rise. Today was a third day push to the top side. On the third day, it gave us a rise no net. Could we expect a fourth day push to the top side? Man, if gold wants to continue the push to the top side, it definitely could. It definitely could. Right, we're trading between these 4-hour highs over here, and on the daily time frame, we're trading between this daily high. This is a very big zone, but we'll use it. It's all good. These daily highs over here. So just gotta be patient with gold. Going back into the 5-minute structure, we have higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Then price gave us a lower low, change of character, lower high, and we're looking for a valid break of these lows, which price technically did give us a valid break of these lows over here. So could gold finally start the downtrend push? It definitely could. But again, it just raises the question when we're looking at the correlation between different pairs, right? If gold goes down, then 30 goes up. If 30 goes up, then GU and EU will also go up. So, again, the fact that, yes, we have 2 days of rise on US 30, we could expect a third day push to the top side. It's just all about market structure at the end of the day. The fact that we're trading at a higher high, the fact that price has given us exhaustion candles on the daily time frame at the highs, it gave us exhaustion candles on the 4 hours at these highs. It just seems very low probability. It seems very low probability. On the 30-minute, it gave us exhaustion candles at these highs. So it's just one of those situations where, again, I would rather just wait for the valid confirmations, where again the valid confirmations are going to be break of structures of those highs. Once we get those breaks, then I'll start getting into a trade. EA 372 counter. Third day low is given. Yeah, yeah. I'm not really looking for EA though. Again, EA is pretty similar to the other ones. Like, we're just trapped in this area. Could EA just continue back down again? We are technically looking for a pullback on EA. So, could price for EA just continue this downtrend push for a little bit? It for sure can. So, I would rather just, as I said before with most of these pairs, right? Would rather just wait for price to start trending into the direction that we want to see price go into, to then continue to look for trades. Instead of getting in, like if we were trending, for example, what do I mean by that? Well, again, we know that we have the trend, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high. Right? At the higher high, if price gives us 1 day, 2 days, 3 days of drop, we know that after 3 days of drop, the market must move sideways or go up. Right? So in the trend, we also know that we're at a higher low. We know that we could take this trade back to the top side. Right? But in a zone of consolidation, right, what is price going to do? Price could go lower, it could go higher, it could just consolidate here on the lower time frame. There's so much that the market could do when price is just consolidating, right? So that's the reason why EA is not really on my list like that to take a trade. After a third day counter push down to the low, I'm not looking for that push to the top side on the next day, because we're in a zone of consolidation. And for gold, gave us that third day push as soon as the market opened, gave us a nice little push to the top side. But again, we're in a zone of consolidation. And why isn't the market open for gold? Am I tweaking? Oh, this isn't gold. This is Bitcoin. I am tweaking. Sorry, this is Bitcoin. My bad. The market doesn't close for another 5 minutes. Yeah, you're right. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. Market doesn't close for another 5 minutes, but this could be a no net here for Bitcoin. All right, not gold. Got it. It's Bitcoin. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Sorry. Um, Bitcoin very similar to US30. Very, very similar to US30. We're in peak high territory, right? We've already completed the 3 pushes up to the top side. At this point, US30 and Bitcoin are a little different when it comes to this. Specifically, let's talk about Bitcoin, right? This is the first time that Bitcoin has ever been this high, right? This is the first time that Bitcoin is a fresh start. So when we think about it, could price continue to push to the top side and just create, higher highs? Absolutely, 1000%. So really, the question that I have for Bitcoin is, how much higher is price going to go before we start the downtrend phase, right? So at this moment, again, the only thing we got to do is just wait it out. As soon as price starts giving us change of characters and break of structures down to the bottom side, and we start seeing that price is going from the uptrend to the downtrend, then we start looking to take those trades, right? So as of right now, again, the fact that price for the last couple days, right, for the last 6-7 days, price has just been moving sideways. I'm really not interested in trading Bitcoin in this area, right? And the last pair for the night, US oil. Let's take a look. Oil, we know we're in an overall downtrend, right? We have push number 1, first zone of consolidation. We had the break of structure that happened down here, gave us a lower low, gave us a lower high, and we're looking for price to give us a continuation to create another lower low, right? We know that we have a daily time frame engulfing candle up here at these highs, right? Yesterday, I believe it was you, Kendall, maybe, that talked about this 4-hour engulfing candle. That again, we understood that I'm not really interested in this engulfing candle. Again, just based on the fact that we're trading at a lower low, right? Price already, if price would have given us a valid break of these lows instead of just an inducement, then yeah, we could go ahead and be like, oh yeah, this is going to be a simple, continuation back down to the bottom, right? But I really am expecting price to give us at least a pullback on the daily engulfing candle that we have up here. So this is the reason why I wasn't really interested in this engulfing candle yesterday, right? And if anybody would have taken this trade, would have went straight to stop loss, right? So just gonna be patient with oil. Again, we understand that we're trading at a lower low. I'm looking for a lower high to be set. Once we got a set lower high, then I'll start trading it. So oil definitely, maybe not for tomorrow, but for Thursday, maybe going into Friday, possibly even going into next week. This is definitely a pair that I'm going to keep an eye on to start looking for trades once price comes up to these highs over here. So, yeah, low probability because of structure and EMAs. Yep, exactly. So that's pretty much it for tonight, guys. Any questions, let me know. Any other pairs you guys want me to go over, anything you guys want me to talk about, any pairs you guys want me to go back and explain again, let me know. If not, then we'll be done for the night and we'll be back again tomorrow morning for the live trading session. I'm gonna go ahead and post our Discord link again. It is free to join. Make sure you guys join it. I post every time I'm live, you guys will get the notification on Discord. Anytime I'm looking at any pairs, I'll post it in the Discord. Anytime we take a trade, we'll talk about it in the Discord. So make sure you guys join the Discord. Any questions at all you guys have, you guys could always ask the question in the Discord server, or you can message me personally, whatever is easier for you guys. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll give you guys till 8:02. I'll give you guys 2 minutes. Any questions, let me know. Anything else you guys want me to go over and talk about? If not, we'll be done for the night. We'll be back again tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Eastern, exactly 11 hours from now, for the live trading session. Great session. See you tomorrow. All right, Mr. Muhammad. We'll see you tomorrow, my brother. Good night, guys. Good night, Mr. Bashir. Appreciate you guys being in here, man. I know it's been a pretty boring last couple weeks when it comes to trading, man, but that's part of the game sometimes. You just gotta be patient. That's one thing that a lot of people on social media, traders on social media always talk about, being patient, but they never preach it. They're always just trying to get into trades just to get in, get out. That's not what, at least that's not the game that I'm playing. We appreciate you too, old head. Thank you. Kendall says peace. Man, I don't know why that says you sent it at 7:59, but that first message came in first than the other one. Kind of crazy. Ain't fucking with you, man. But seems like you guys are good in the chat. No questions. Give you guys another couple seconds here, another 30 seconds, and then we'll be out of here. Any questions at all, man, feel free. Don't be shy. Don't be nervous. I'm Neo? Yo, it must be, bro. You literally are him. So I'm Morpheus? Alright. I'll take that. Alright, seems like you guys are good in the chat. Since there's no more questions, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Stand up guy and he's old. Alright, bro. See you guys tomorrow morning. Peace out.